Hello everyone, Radical here. Nowadays, there's games coming out every day, and the wave only gets bigger. It's not hard to be swept up in it, especially since they are appealing to the ADHD gamer so hard. So today, I decided to review a game that I thought I'd never be beating, nevertheless reviewing. A game that may not look as pretty or action-packed as, say, Elden Ring, but in its slow and methodical way of giving story, fights, and music, it cements itself as a great title, if you are willing. This game is pretty messed up and has some disturbing content. And if you don't believe me, well, you won't believe who the creators of this game are. The Finish. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've tried to play this game before, and it defeated me. It felt bizarre to me. When I played games, yeah, I'd quit if I didn't enjoy them, but I liked Fear and Hunger. It gave me a very familiar feeling to when I first played this game as a kid, and it too made me quit. But I kept coming back.
For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Enough. More of that way later. Back to Fear and Hunger. So now, I plan on conquering this game with pure intuition alone. Thanks for Polo, you carried my run. So, finally, let's embark to the dungeon of Funger. Start that beat!
Straight from Rondon.
¿Quieres?
Starting a new game, you'll see our four playable protagonists, who each accurately go by John Hunger, Darcy, Anki, and Nuts. A mercenary, knight, dark priest, and barbarian respectively. Although, classes will not save you, and everyone is viable. Some more than others. So, I pick John Hunger and start the game. Now, going escape plan in either steal or lockpick is good, but whatever you do, my brother in Christ, rush to the dungeons and learn dash. You'll thank me later when you're not moving at a geriatric man's pace. The screen fades in, and I hear barking. I rush into the dungeon out of pure instinct and fear, and just as I think I'm safe, I realize this was a mistake. Princess and Daisy have followed me inside, and will now give me loving kisses as a treat, as I forgot on one run. This really cemented to me the type of game I was playing. Although not visually, this game's sound design had me on edge. Like, seriously, some of the tracks in this game are straight out of the CIA's book of psychological warfare tactics. Take this banger for instance. Shit goes harder than the sound of rabbits being murdered played at the Waco rave. As you delve deeper into the dungeon, a question is going to form in your mind. Why? Well, as I said, there's a man here we have to save. Lagarde, leader of the Knights of the Midnight Sun, a mercenary group that Lagarde formed and uses to slaughter a whole Oldegard village for a cube. It lets you become god or something. For some reason, people didn't like this and threw him in the worst dungeon they had on hand, to suffer an unimaginably gruesome death. If this sounds familiar, it's because it is. Did he happen to have sex with a man too? Now, you're gonna see a lot of monsters down here, and run straight past them. because there's no XP, and these guys are broke. Dark Soul fans will feel right at home here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And if you do get caught, well, I wouldn't stick around too long. You see, these monsters are exactly that. Monsters. They will do unspeakable things to you if you're caught. Things like chopping off all your limbs and sausage, flaying you alive, and being caught by him. So yeah, don't get caught by him. Or any monsters for that fact. Trust me, you'll pay them their dues later. The blood pits. Very wholesome. Don't go digging around, by the way, or you might find... What the hell do you think you're doing digging around in my, gore? Sorry, I was looking for leftover adrenochrome. You insolent cretin. I need all of this adrenochrome to form my new body, so I can finally have gay sex again. What? I mean, continue my war against humanity. Now, die, incel. So yeah, he's a little murderous, but trust me, he's a bro. Nashra, my main man who goes by so many banger titles like the Great Wizard of the East, the Plague of the Modern Times, Bringer of Mogging, the Beheaded Wizard, and the Doom and Terror of the Modern Man. I think the best thing to call him would be an absolute menace to not just society, but anything good or evil. It doesn't matter. Now, what if I told you that not only can he join your party, but he can't die? Couple this with his very strong magic, and you've got yourself a low-maintenance Giga Chad companion. We could be literally fighting anything, and he's the type of guy to say, nah, I'd win. When I have a companion who spits on the very gods themselves without flinching, I know that I'm in good hands. Or, damn, my bad, man, forgot about the no body thing. But we can't recruit him yet, so we leave the flesh pits, go through the courtyard, and enter. Kitten? Is that you? Oh god, I thought I lost you. I don't know you. Stop with this nonsense, kitten. It's 4 p.m., which means it's time for your ball torture. Well, I should probably explain how combat works. Like most JRPGs, the combat is turn-based. Catch is, you can aim for different body parts. Fallout fans, eat your hearts out. Most of the time, you're gonna want to aim for the hand holding the dangerous weapon. Most of the time. There's also skills, special moves, and passives, some of which cost mind. These skills can range from completely useless to run-changing. Take spells for example. The only character that can start with spells is Anki, although everyone can learn spells. Spells like Black Orb, Greater Hurting, Pyromancy Trick. These and some others are the spells that can carry you with massive damage. Although, do watch that you don't run too low on mind. Obviously, going mad isn't the best. If you need to refill it though, just start your Dream Blunt rotation with some tobacco or even opium. For the other characters, it's a little harder to acquire spells like this, considering they aren't Dark Priests and haven't met the required 5 sacrificed children to even start studying the Catholic faith. I'm only partially joking, because sacrificing a child or your friends to Rogoroth for magic is more than a viable strategy in this game. It's the grind. Or you could just go to the library, pull a random book off the shelf, get heads, and acquire the Necronomicon. A book that has a chance to teach you one of the many destruction spells that'll carry you, or drive you completely insane. Most bookshelves can be searched and, if you're lucky, then there are more than a couple of options that open up to you. Quick note, if you get an empty scroll, you just won the Funger lottery, and can ask Almer for any item/skill you want. Although there are even some things Almer can't grant.
Your feelings for her are not real. They are real to me!
One of the skills that you start with that doesn't cost mind at all is Talk.
Talking can do any number of things, from getting a new companion to being told, dude, I'm a literal cave dweller. I'm going to take your shit and then kill you. Finally, enemies can use devastating attacks, which prompt Funger's most iconic mechanic, coin flips. They can occur for a couple of reasons, but the combat ones are usually the most deadly. Now personally, on every coin flip, I go heads, because I know the winning side when I see it.
I just can't do it. I can't take this shit no more, man.
Doesn't stop me from losing these stupid ass flips though. This mechanic can be very, very frustrating, considering a lot of the death scenarios are dependent on you losing this 50-50 coin flip. Although many people, and I, love this mechanic because of the stupid items you can get off random chance with it, as I've shown you already with the Necronomicon and the Empty Scrolls. So I kill your average Discord mod and go deeper, picking up some rotten meat for a special someone. For that, we sadly have to stop by someone else. I hope you're a cat person, because the cat in this game is interesting. Oh, hello there. Were you talking about little old me? No. Well, I appreciate the honesty. How are you doing this fine day? I want to die. Don't we all, don't we all? Life sure is zesty like that. What the hell are you even saying, man? Do you love me? I'm straight, sorry. Oh, do not fret. It's quite alright. Just so you know, I'm here as a, traveling merchant. Although I only trade in children. Oh. That's cool, man. I'll, get back to you. Yes, if you wish to participate in trading children, then Pocket Cat's your guy. Just note there's only 2 children you can find. Well, find one and make the other. I tend to ignore him because he tends to yap about the difference between light and dark humans and why separating them was a good thing. Now, if you're a dog person, well, do I have the best dog for you? She may look a little threatening at first, but just talk to her and throw her a couple pieces of rotten meat, and boom, you have yourself the most likely first companion, Moonless. Let's talk about companions. Moonless is an auto-battler companion. This means you can't control her moves in battle. Now this may seem kinda bad, but she only has one move, bytt. She also gets an extra move, and her bytt scales with the number of times she pees. So yeah, Moonless, prime S-tier companion. Now, not all of the companions are auto-battlers, and some in fact could be controlled just like your main character. Take Darcy for instance, who I find in the mines being beaten by a member of the Blue Man group. After saving Casca, you can recruit her and she's pretty alright, though I had different plans for her. But if you are completely new to the game, then you'll need all the help you can get. Which is why we need an Eclipse Talisman, which I stole from the local Yellow Mage after torturing him for information. We also need the Cube. Yes, the very same one Leg Guards is after. I should have probably mentioned that if you get Darcy, it'll aggro the entire village, which you need to go through to get said cube. Right here. So yeah, probably wait on Darcy. She's not going anywhere. Oh yeah, just ignore it. Alright, time for another fun Funger moment. Backtracking. Yes, we've got to go back all the way to the blood pits.
Now, to be honest, I ain't showing all that. So, back at the blood pits, we can go ahead and wake up our Pookie Bear and start his encounter. Now, if you talk to him every turn, he'll notice the talisman and the cube. What do you seek in these dungeons? I feel like there's something hella Zace waiting in the depths. Bet. Now that we have the most based companion, we can take on a lot more. Now, as much as I like helping you, this is a review, not a guide, and I've got other videos to make. I've told you combat, companions, and coin flips. What am I missing? Difficulty. There's 3 different difficulties. Fear and Hunger, which is default, Terror and Starvation, which actually adds new content, then Hard Mode, which is just like Terror and Starvation, but the only friends you'll be having are ghouls and skeletons. because besides them, all companions are disabled. Although I consider this a win because skeletons are dope as hell. Hard mode is also the only mode that characters can each get their respective S ending. There's even a secret 4th difficulty that you only get if you beat Funger on hard mode, which I did on the worst character. It was a very painful experience, but I beat it, fair and square. Now, what is the secret 4th difficulty, you ask? Should I really tell you? It's a right to be earned, really. Alright, if you start a new game, make your name Schoolboy or Girl, you'll be able to access Yes, Fear and Hunger has a dating sim. A half-built one, but a dating sim nonetheless. Now I could go over this mode, but my personal choice of date is bugged, and this video is already long enough. Just so you know, the absolute funky bangers that play here are goated. But now it's time for the $1,000,000 question. Should you play Fear and Hunger? This game has some of the most fascinating lore I've seen in a while, and the art style is amazingly unique. But the rest of it? Well, let's just say if limited saves, hard backtracking, and overall very unforgiving gameplay aren't your thing, then Funger probably isn't for you. Even if you are a masochistic gamer who hates themselves, this game will still make you want to never pick it up again, by classic finished design. Like, seriously, what happened over there? Are y'all alright? Like, I know the healthcare's, less than pleasant. Fear and Hunger is a game for the morbidly curious, for those who will go through horrifying depths and brave monstrosities beyond comprehension, just to see how deep it all goes. Maybe even see the other side of the coin, as the new gods would say. For those like this, compelled to play this game just as I was, I say give it a try. It's truly a unique experience with a wonderfully thought out world and characters. Now, for my totally serious and accurate score, I give this game 4 white angel souls out of 5 empty scrolls, which I somehow acquired on my nuts run. Don't ask me how, this game works in mysterious ways. Thank God, it's done. It's over. No more looking at monster junk, no sequel to the abyss that so hypnotically captured my eyes. Rest, at last. Oh God. We'll, get back to that another time. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time, when I...